And this is my next guest, Evan McMullin. He's a former CIA officer, former chief policy director of the House Republican Conference, and oh, by the way, he's running for president as an independent candidate. Evan, nice to meet you. Welcome to CNN.
Good to be with you, Brooke.
So you were sort of like the never Trumper before there was the hashtag never Trump. What do you make specifically of those numbers? How well Trump is doing with this independent voting bloc?
Well, I think what's really important is that both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are two of the most unpopular and distrusted candidates that we've had from the two major parties in modern history. The American
Does that worry
people,
you, Evan?
That they are? Absolutely it does. Like it worries most Americans. We need better leadership in this country. And as I've been saying for the last few weeks, it is time, I believe, for a new generation of leadership that puts the interests of the American people first.
But on the independents specifically, why do you think they like Trump?
I don't think they necessarily like Trump. I think people are caught in this space where they're trying to choose the best of, or the lesser of two evils. And I think we've got to remove ourselves from that mindset. I think we've been in that mindset for a long, long time, not just in this election. But as a result, we keep getting leaders who don't put the country's interests first. I think both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are two people who think of themselves before they think of Americans. And we keep getting these leaders who I think are just unfit for leadership of this country. If given a better option, which is what I'm trying to do, I believe that independent voters and many others will choose otherwise.
Well, Donald Trump says, obviously he says he thinks he would be the best option, and he keeps, talking about immigration specifically. And when it comes to the 11 million or so undocumented immigrants in this country, right, you blink and it's something new. Last week it was one way and one way only. They have to leave, and now it's okay, the criminals, and let's make sure the border is safe, and then maybe one day legal status. And my question to you is, and this is a question I keep repeating myself on, but there is this murkiness over this immigration answer, right? What to do. Do you think that's a smart strategy?
Look, it's hard to pin him down on any particular issue, whether it's national security or immigration or any other. I mean, he doesn't understand anything about policy, really, the details of any of our challenges here in this country. He harps a lot on trade and the economy.
He's got some pretty smart people around him, though.
Oh, I don't know about that. You saw him today being interviewed, if I put that in quotation marks, by General Flynn, who's his advisor. I mean, that was ridiculous. Donald Trump can't even have a regular interview on national security now because he knows he can't actually answer any of the questions. So he sits there in front of a bunch of his supporters being questioned, being given questions that he knew about in advance from an advisor of his. And then he rambles, and it basically sounds like you're listening to his stream of conscience. That is not what we need in a leader. We need a leader who actually understands the issues and puts forward actual ideas to resolve some of our challenges.
Well, you have these 88, Evan, 88, retired military officials who have now, in a letter that the Trump campaign has spread out there today, they're endorsing Mr. Trump. Of course, there were the 50, right, from like last month who, don't like him. And then you also wonder about the bigger players, the Condi Rices, the Colin Powells, the Bob Gates, who have been mum. I mean, you are a former national security guy. How do you weigh all these mixed messages?
Well, I would just say this. We got to put this in context. Our last Republican nominee, Governor Romney, had a letter of 500 military leaders supporting him. They had even more than that, but they cut it off at 500 just because the number got too unwieldy. Look, plenty of national security advisors. There was a letter of 500 and another letter of 100, and plenty of others have spoken out against Trump. Yes, he's got a list of 88 leaders in the military, but that's nothing compared to what a Republican nominee should have from our national security establishment. Donald Trump has no credibility when it comes to national security, and he demonstrated that once again today.
Evan McMullin running for president. Evan, good luck. Thank you so much for coming on CNN today. I really appreciate the chat.